for me to face after a year of going through faith crisis and not knowing what to think of the messages in these songs. A lot has happened this last year and a half, and they've been scary things for me. Some of the things that I thought would be the scariest things I have to face in my life. Very personal things, and things I've tried to be honest about and sincere, because I feel like I've always tried to be sincere with my life and be honest with whoever's watching me, whether that was with my beliefs in my faith. You know, some of the most personal things you can share with the public are just your personal beliefs that you have and your perspective on life. Things people usually don't want to talk about. I guess that's just how I was raised, to talk about what matters most to me. And so a year and a half ago, I was trying to do the right thing, and I was actually engaged to a girl, and actually for the third time. I had tried 3 times, bought 3 rings, and I started getting anxiety attacks, and I knew why I was getting them. I didn't want to admit that, because it was a scary thing to have to admit to yourself, especially when you grow up believing the most important thing that you can have in this life is have a spouse and have kids and just raise a family. Get married to a wife, I guess, but each time that I was dating they were wonderful girls. They would say, you're so cold. And one of them even said, I'm used to feeling loved, and I don't feel that from you. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm doing everything I know how that I felt required to show love for another person. I was like, I'm spending time with you. We're at my mom's house, spending time with my family. And I talk to you as long as I can on the phone. And she said, but you're so distant. You're so cold. It's like, I'm used to feeling adored. And I thought, man, is this girl spoiled or something? I don't know, I would buy her flowers, I'd take her out to eat, and but I realized I wasn't able to, when I got engaged the second time, and she started saying the same thing, and then the third time, and saying this thing where I felt, you feel so cold, it's hard to feel like you really love me, and I just thought, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I'm dedicating my everything, as far as I don't know. But I realized I couldn't desire them the way that they wanted to feel desired. They wanted to feel loved and wanted, and I wasn't able to provide that to them. Even if you act out all the actions. And that was a very scary thing for me, because when I was with my last engagement last year, it was just last year, I started getting to a point where I was like, I know no matter how much I try, I'm not going to provide them with what they're wanting, which is a feeling. And to feel desired, and there's always going to be that coldness, whether I want it to be there or not. And so I was praying, and I was fasting, and I was trying to figure out, okay, I took a break from seeing her because I was like, I need to figure myself out, and I was praying and saying, God, please change me. Help me to desire them the way that they want to feel desired. finally got to a point where I got to my knees and I said, God, please, I'm so tired of this. I don't know what else to do. I've been praying for most of my life to try and change me, and it doesn't seem like I'm working. Am I not good enough? Maybe I'm cursed? Maybe this is punishment and God just doesn't want me around and I'm never going to be good enough. And so you start thinking maybe it's better if I'm not here anymore. And you start thinking of ways to do that because you don't want to be existing and be bad. And I was just trying so hard, but it's like I just felt pretty hopeless because I knew I wasn't able to like these girls enough in the way they wanted to, and I knew where my feelings naturally went and who I liked. And so I was praying to God. I'm like, God, you can change water into wine. You can let the blind see. You can raise the dead. Surely you can change me if you wanted to. And I thought because he wasn't answering my prayers and changing me, then he must not like me. And I'd been praying about this since I was maybe 11, 12. So I thought like getting engaged was my last little hurdle. But when I got on my knees this one time, and I just said, I was feeling so numb and lost, and I just said, suddenly I felt this feeling of peace and clarity that I once felt. And I got on my knees right then and there. I said, God, if you're there and if you really have a purpose for me, please change me. Please help me get through this and see through with this, because I just don't want to be like this anymore. And I was surprised by the response, because what I always understood is God answered to me so peacefully and lovingly, but clearly, and it just said, David, you need to stop asking me this. As you see at this point, I'm not going to change you. I'm not going to change something that I intended to be, which is you as you are. And you need to understand why now. Because as you can see, you've been praying for over half your life now, and it's not something I intend to change. I don't see you the same way you see you. I don't see you the same way a lot of people see you. Even well-meaning, well-intending people who are trying to follow me. And I need you to understand why now, but you need to stop asking me this. And I said, but I don't want to mess up. And he said, well, then perhaps you need to do what you think are mistakes. What you think are mistakes. I was like, what I think are mistakes? And he said, David, don't you realize you're allowed to make mistakes. I give you permission to make mistakes. And as you do that, you will realize what you thought were mistakes weren't. And if you do mess up, that's why you can come to me. And we'll work through this together. I won't leave you alone. And so I realized that, and I realized, okay, I need to go what I think are mistakes, which, for me was always like to get to know guys. And that was like the worst thing that I ever thought could happen in my life, because I thought that would mean I was evil and bad. And you start even getting to a point where you think, well, it's better to just end things than to ever reach that point, because you're so scared of yourself. But I decided to trust in that feeling that had always led me throughout my whole life. And I was like, I'm going to trust this like I always have. And so that's where I'm at today, and I realize I still matter, even as I am. This part I always hated about myself. I literally was disgusted by myself. I didn't feel like I deserved anything good. I didn't think there was anything I could do to make up for who I was. And that's a scary place to be when you look at yourself like that, when you hate yourself. And I had to learn how to love myself the way this grand creator, God, loved me. as everything. I didn't have to reject myself. But it's a process, y'all. And if any of you felt that way, and ever wondered if you mattered, and if you still should be here, even as you are, I just want you to know, yes, you do matter, and you should allow yourself to be who you are, and allow yourself to live through this journey. And if you think, oh, but those are mistakes, allow yourself to make mistakes. Give yourself the grace to make mistakes, because we're allowed to. That's why we're here. That's how you learn, and how you learn what is best for you. Because a lot of people may think they know what is best, but they're not designed the same way you are. So you have to be able and willing to make your own mistakes to find out what will work for you and what will help you stay connected to that greater life source. So I will sing this song that I had in a dream a few years ago. And it was actually over something I was praying about. I mean, it's the same thing that I've been praying about for over half my life, which I no longer ask to change. I ask to just find grace and love for myself, and it's made a world of a difference. And so this is called my little prayer. Heavenly Father, I am grateful for your eternal presence. I am learning to be patient, and that you are really there. Sometimes I am afraid, and I know that's lacking faith, but I'm beginning to understand that for me you have a plan. Heavenly Father, I am grateful for you sending your Son to die so that I live, and for never giving up. I'm learning every day that I won't always have my way, but I'm beginning to understand that for me you have a plan. Father, I am grateful for you hearing my prayer. I am learning to be patient, and that you are really there. There are answers I'm receiving. No, they're not always immediate. Sometimes I have felt defeated. That's when I kneel down in prayer. You show me, you hear my prayer. I'm amazed by how you care, 'cause you hear my little prayer. Logan.